head towards the purple dot.
All right.
See that? That was good because you were in front of me.
So what's the first thing that you noticed about this?
That's the game that we went to go see.
Yeah, the friendly versus USA versus Ireland. And these are the highlights, but what have you noticed about the shots that they've got off?
Well, when they're trying to shoot the defender, they've always been in the way.
So the
defender has been in the way, so they can't make it in.
So that's kind of why they haven't scored yet, right?
Yeah, but
how did they just score?
In that one, like there was no defender to stop them.
So what would you say the defenders, like, what does the defender have to do with whether or not they score?
Well, if the defender is there, then then it's harder for the attacker to score. Mm-hmm. So like they're pressuring the attackers, so they don't have as much room to score or whatever, and like pressuring them so that they don't have like a clear view.
So what should a defender have been doing right when she was scoring again? Where would be the ideal position for a defender?
Well, in between the in between the ball or the attacker and the goal.
And so, let's go back right here, because what's happening here? What do you see the defender doing? Look at number 3.
Oh, she went in front of the goal instead of going after the ball.
Mm-hmm. So there was another player running out there to get the ball, and the defender just went straight to the post. Mm-hmm. So what do you think the main role of a defender is kind of then during the game?
I guess to like protect the goal from the attackers.
Mm-hmm. And so I know in soccer you think a lot about get between the ball and the goal, but it's also important that you're in between the attacker and the goal, because can the ball score a goal by itself? No. So, and the ball can only be at a few people's feet at any given time. Look, like, okay, it's at 2 people's feet, or just one player is controlling it, but attackers can be a lot of places on the field.
Yeah.
So when you're a defender, should you be watching the ball, or should you be watching the attacker? And that's what we're going to be working on today. I know we've done an exercise with this before, where you're just going to be kind of almost in a one-on-one situation, but with the wall pass. And so you're going to be doing what a defender should do, and what a defender should do.
Protecting the ball. Protecting the goal from the attacker and the ball.
Yeah, and in the drill that we're going to do, that'll be just taking the first step back.
remember this drill from the last time we practiced it, but you're going to be the defender over there. Okay. So that was a good decision to go for the ball that time, but remember usually you would be watching your attacker, not the ball. Yeah. How you should be running up is you should actually be running up like this and having a sideways stance. And that'll make it easier for you to go back. Yeah, see? If Ellie had gotten the ball off, you would have been in the right position anyway. Anything else? Okay, so we can look at this thing. Okay, so when it seems like you're kind of slow on the turn. Why do you think that is? Because I don't want to run into the cone. You don't want to run. Don't worry about the cone. You can walk over the cone if you want to. But I want you to see how I do it, and then you can kind of see. So, again, I'm not super quick on the turns, but there are certain things that you can do. Okay. Okay. That was quicker. But when you got up to the curb, I saw that you went like this, and both of your feet were right there at the same time. When you're running up, you should be one foot in front of the other, because then you can use your muscles to turn around. So go ahead and try to keep that in mind. One foot in front. See, that was a little faster. Another thing, I know you didn't follow me, but you kept one foot in front, but also keep your body a little lower when you approach the turn, so that your center of balance doesn't have to move as much. So keep your body low, keep one foot in front. Okay, go. Okay, try it again. Okay, but what you're doing a little bit is running up to the turn, and then take care of your center of balance. You're leaning forward a little bit. Try to keep yourself straight up, but your legs a little bit farther apart while you do. Both of your feet. Both of your feet. Okay, legs apart. Legs apart. Stand right in front of me. Stand right in front of me. Okay, okay. We're gonna go. Out. Did you feel a little bit of a difference there? Okay, let's do it one more time. So it's a little slow because we're both moving. So all this is, you're going to run up to me, and then we're going to run back together. You're going to try to keep whatever the distance between me and the cone is between you and me as we talk about. So come up and run. Okay, now I'm going to run. Okay, So keep that knowledge of what you learned about the past times, and then just keep in front of you. So I think that wasn't quite as light on your feet as you could be, but see, and what do you notice just about doing this? Like, where are you in relationship to me? You're the same distance away from me, but you're always closer. You're always closer to come. And I think that, I don't know for sure, but it seems like maybe just like the time you take getting distracted by the ball might be all the time that it takes for you to otherwise be well in front of your opponent. So for this drill, it's kind of just don't get distracted by the ball and be fast on the turns, because all that really matters is what it's going to be the big picture. Yeah, what's the big picture here for this one? Focus on your destination. Yeah, focus on your destination. And your destination is going to be moving, because what is your destination? Just wherever the attacker is. So your destination is going to be wherever the attacker is, between that and the goal. Okay. Because you want to be between who and the goal. The attacker and the goal. Yeah. So now I'm going to be the attacker for a little bit, and I'm going to have the option of one side or the other. So how do you feel with two attackers? It's more confusing knowing who you're going to be. Okay. And so you can't really predict where the ball's going to go either way. Back. Okay. So I do think we should try rotating it just so you can get a feel for the other positions and kind of see what would be easy.
I'm going to make mistakes, but capitalize on them. I was looking at the ball.
So Forrest was watching the ball quite a bit, right? How did you feel as an attacker, though? Want to try it again as an attacker? So if that had been a better pass, Corey had been looking at the ball, and you would have been in a great spot. That was my bad on the pass. So that's kind of what you see as a defender. Like, if you're looking just at the ball, then you won't be in the right spot. Do you want to go back and be defender again? Okay. Why would an offensive player want to pass it there if you're there? Okay. That was nice. Notice that you weren't completely ahead of me, but you were in between me and the goal, and that's all that matters. As long as you're on the right side, too.
Even if I pass her, you're still in between the ball.
I originally chose this topic on the first step back, or keeping between the attacker and the goal, because I've been an assistant coach on Sophia's soccer team, and at her age, defensive players are often overly concerned with where the ball is and lose sight of their attacker, and this leaves the goal open and vulnerable. When I did the original lesson, I kind of failed to explain all of that importance to Sophia. So when she was doing the drill, she was really only doing it because I was telling her exactly what to do. And all we did was that specific drill, just the wall pass with the one option. So for the new lesson, I wanted to include a why it was important, and I hope that could provide some motivation for her. And it was really cool because we had just gone to see the USA national team play Ireland in a friendly, and so I could connect that concept to what she had actually seen and cheered for. So she had already had practice with the drill, and on the field she's a solid defender, but she tends to chase the ball a little bit, and sometimes this allows her mark to get open in front of the goal. I think one strength with the lesson was that soccer is something that she's really interested in, and we often work on soccer skills together. She can get really active with the drill too, and that's kind of the whole point. Soccer is an active game. I also was glad we took the time to work more on specific parts that needed an improvement in the newer video, like her turnarounds and the spacing with the attacker. I do think it would have helped if we had more people participate and model, because as great as Forrest, Ellie, and I are at that, we aren't quite the same skill level, and Sophia also got a little tired physically with the repetition. She did learn the concept well enough to apply it to where she could have been distracted with the two attackers, but I wish we could have tried it out in a larger scenario, maybe a scrimmage. Again, that would have required more people, but it would have provided more models for her to see. And ideally, she would be able to apply this in a game, as it's a relatively simple concept, stay between your attacker and the goal, but it might be a little bit harder in the game just because there's a question of, well, who is my attacker? And there are many more distractions. I do think in this type of drill modeling from social cognitive theory was really important, because otherwise how would she have known how to complete it? And different sets of models are good too. Either the professionals she saw in the highlights or her siblings, but it really would have been good to get some peer models. Really, either more people in the drill or a scrimmage would have been the ideal changes. It requires more opportunities with a variety of settings, and applying it to an even bigger situation really makes it stick. Scaffolding from sociocultural theory really helped on her turns. It's hard with something physical to just hear the advice and observe it, but sometimes it's also hard to figure out exactly what is needed to make a player feel it, and I think running with me really helped Sophia. A lot of what she was doing was individual constructivist, though. It was a very personal process because she didn't really have peers or direct scaffolding or modeling for most of it, but she was active and trying to learn through experiencing it. I do think since soccer is a team sport, to really make it applicable, it has to actually be applied, and that is way more social in nature. Because in the end, she can do this on her soccer team, but it might not matter that much if the other players don't. I also think her self-efficacy in terms of how well she thinks she will do as a defender is kind of linked to having the extra practice with her siblings, because we've all kind of excelled to a certain extent in club and high school soccer, and just knowing that she's putting in a lot of effort, I think it's a big motivator for her to see how much effort she's putting in and how much her siblings really care about how she does.